What up, folks? Yeah, looking at organics video. Hate baby boomer black men after younger black men. Now, I won't expound too much into that. You see the video, you can find it. But he was right on a lot of things. Organic was, and to be honest, I don't have much use for Baba Ronson or whatever his name is. But it's not about him. I made a comment on this video. I'm trying to scroll through to find it. Let's see. Well, I replied to a comment. Here it is, Mr. Hurt. Now, I'm a Gen X and we get that hate too. Coincidentally, I'm Generation X. They dropped the ball on us Gen Xers, and a lot of us had to go through unnecessary and dangerous times because most of them neglected their responsibilities. Okay, I replied to this. And I said this in an early video I did. We Gen Xers didn't drop the ball because we never got it from the boomers. Now, many of us Gen Xers had boomer fathers. Now, BGS Ibmore, who coincidentally is a boomer, and there are things he says I don't necessarily agree with, but all in all, I think he kind of has his heart in the right place, somewhat. But he had done a video about why so many members of Gen X were fatherless, and he talked about things like female-centered welfare, female-centered media, and all that stuff. You can find that. But in addition to that, you had generation of black men, boomer black men, who weren't interested in fatherhood. And these are the ones who just up and left, with the advent of the pill and free love, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. They got a girl pregnant and they just took off, left. You have that. Then you had another one. Then you factor in affirmative action. What few were able to get in, because in referencing BGS's video, saying how it seemed like white women and black women got a lot of the goodies that black men were supposed to get. I've said that the white women got the white collar corporate jobs. The black women got the black women got the government jobs. And then this is primarily on the West Coast. The Hispanics, the illegals, got the blue collar jobs. Black men got nothing. But what few black men were able to get in kind of regarded it as a lifetime position. I call it the Robert Mugabe syndrome. They got in and they stayed in. Many of them are still there. One guy on my job, has been on the job 40 years. Now, to put this in perspective, 40 years. When he got on the job, I was 9 fucking years old. I'll be 50 in 2 months. 40 goddamn years. He got on the job. I'm sitting in front of a fucking TV set in pajamas watching Saturday morning cartoons and eating Fruit Loops. Unbelievable. And a lot of them never bother, don't even consider shit like grooming successors. Think about it. And this ties into some other stuff. Particularly where our women are concerned. Think about, they were talking about, if you remember last year, or 2 years ago with the big elections, Black Girls Rock, all black women being elected to all these political offices. And they were saying it's the year of the black woman. They were getting all sorts of political offices and judgeships. Well, we can see results and how that's going to turn out pretty self-evidently. Can I prove it? Think about the Amber Geiger trial. Who presided over it? A black woman, right? Geiger shot a black man in his own fucking house with a lame-ass excuse that she went to the wrong house. The female bailiff is stroking this bitch's hair. After this woman gets sentenced, the judge, also a black woman, up and hugs her. So, what's being said is, it's okay, baby, you killed a black man. It's alright. C'est la vie. Let me ask you something, brothers. With all these black women rising up and being elected to office, you think it's going to be any better for you? You cats in Chicago, how you think you're going to fare with Lori Lightfoot as the mayor now? No. Elijah Cummings, John Conyers. Who do you think their replacements are going to be? Black men? It's going to be black women. You heard it here. And these black women, once they get in, they're going to be about nothing but the black woman. After, of course, they do what the dominant society tells them to do. It's going to be black woman today, black woman tomorrow, black women forever. And whether you get any part in it or not, well, hell, you're not going to get anything. Sergeant Willie Pete had a video, and I know I'm referencing folks, had a video, and I can't remember the name of it, but he had a clip in there where there was this guy, and he said, you know, and I agree, black men probably need to come together, and we need to seriously consider fielding black men candidates of our own, because these black women sure as hell are not going to do it. It's not in their best interest. And we have to understand a basic thing. One last reference and I'll be done, because I've been wanting to say it. Obsidian has long said that the main issue between black men and black women is that we don't get along. And I disagree with that. Said, no, it's not an issue of black men and black women not getting along. The issue is that black women hate black men. For whatever reason. Given my personal opinion, I don't think it's because during slavery we didn't protect them. Hell, they had white daddy protecting them. You think about it. They had it easier on the plantation than we did. Now, the less attractive ones probably had it rougher, but if they were pretty, hell, they got to work in the house. If Master Overseer took a liking to one of them, they probably had lighter duties, less severe punishment and whatnot, but I'm digressing. But it's not because they weren't protected or because we haven't built and protected and provided. Hell, we didn't have the means to do it. We still don't, for the most part. I think the basic reason they hate us is because, well, they hate us for the same reason that racist white men hate us, and that's because they want to be us. But at the same time, they want to be the white woman too, which is kind of crazy. Think about it. You have black women out there, the stud lesbians, I say what it is with them. They hate their femininity, which is why they do anything they can to distance themselves from it. Cutting their hair short, walking around in a shirt and tie, wearing loose fitting stuff. They want to hide their femininity. A lot of the black women who are not studs or not lesbians hate their blackness. This is why you have them walking around with yellow, notice I did not say blonde, yellow hair. Kool-Aid red hair, purple hair. They'll do anything, skin lighteners, crazy screwball colored contact lenses. They'll do anything to get away from that blackness. Frances Cress Welsing once said that she came up with a pill or 3 pills. One pill turned your skin white, another pill to turn your features white, another pill to turn your hair white. She said black people, so many black people would buy it, she'd be a billionaire. And I say she was wrong on that, because it's not black people, it would be black women buying it. See? And that's not a diss on Frances Cress Welsing. But when you hear black people saying stuff like that, say black people would do this, no, a lot of this stuff, it would be black women doing it. Very few black men, I think, hate their blackness. You probably got some out there, but very few of us do. Now, I think I've rambled enough, but yeah, I had to respond to the reply on this video. But yeah, these old niggas, they get on my nerves too. They really do. How many old cats like this with cat daddies? And someone said this in the comments, were the Pookie and Ray Rays of their day. They were young bucks, now they done got too old. And one last thing. A lot of them have an issue with young cats, and I lump myself in that, because I'm a Gen Xer, I'm younger than them. They don't, and I'll tell you, they tell you millennials and Generation Zers, they don't like us either. And we were the first ones to get fucked over by them. But what you have to also understand is, a big part of their rivalry with us is they're also competing with us for the women. Now you think about it, these boomers, they had the chance to fucking suck their contemporaries when they were all the same age. Then the females kind of aged out, so then the boomer cat daddies started going after the Gen Xers, our women. And now they've aged out, so now they're going after the millennials. Pension check in one hand, Viagra in the other. So that's a big part of them having a dislike for us. And it's something what Organic said. And it was in relation to his generation, but I think we Gen Xers need to understand this. We have to teach the ones behind us, because the ones in front of us didn't teach us anything. In fact, many times, their parents, the silent generation, the World War II generation, dropped more knowledge than the boomers did. The only thing that had crippled them was they probably couldn't articulate stuff the way that we can articulate. And we're only going to have a short time on that throne. So when we get on the throne, Gen Xers, we get there, we get the subsequent generations trained up, we teach them what we know, we tell them the mistakes that we've made and how to avoid them. And when our time is up, get up off the damn throne. You've seen what happens when you don't leave. That's my video. Comment, rate, subscribe. I am out.